Parsha Eikev, which was just learned, Balkor learned so beautifully. So we have at the end of, right by the end of the Aliyah, this is where we learn about benching from. So you shall eat, be satiated, and then you shall bless Hashem. This is the concept of learning Birkat. So Muslim, the Gemara goes into explaining why we have blessings before, why we have blessings after. But there's always a question that always puzzled me. The additional benching, the additional bracha of benching that we have. So there are 3 biblical brachas that we have, and 1 rabbinic bracha of benching. The rabbinic bracha of benching is the bracha known as Hatova HaMeitiv. Hatova HaMeitiv is the bracha which is instituted by with regards to the Haruge beitar. When the people of Beitar were killed and slaughtered, tens of thousands of people were killed. They weren't allowed to bury them, and there was Hatova HaMeitiv by the fact that they were, after a number of years, they were, I think it was months, maybe not years. It was either 7 months or 3 years, I forgot one of those numbers, that they were able to actually bury the people. They were given permission by the government to bury the people, and that the bodies didn't rot. So this is Hatova HaMeitiv, which is that we have extra gratitude for Hashem, to be able to find the good even within the bad. This was instituted as the 4th bracha of Birkat Hamazon, to have extra gratitude towards Hashem. So what I was always puzzled with is, what is it doing over here? I mean, I understand that we're eating, we're thankful. Why are we mentioning over here that we're supposed to recognize the good from the bad? It's benching, it's food. I enjoy the food I ate. Is it because when I ate something that I didn't like, that's why I have to recognize the good from the bad? Is that the story over here? What's the connection? So just one idea, the Baal HaTurim explains one idea. He says that really the correlation is, if you look in the Psukim, what actually happens after that. What happens after the pasuk of V'achalta v'savat v'rach that says, Hisham elecha, be careful, pen tishkachas Hashem elokecha, lest you forget God, then you're not going to do his mitzvos, pen tochal v'savata, you're going to eat, be satiated, you're going to build fancy houses, you're going to have a lot of property, and you're going to basically neglect God. V'ram levavecha v'shachachta, you're going to forget all the things that Hashem has done for you. So the Baal HaTurim points out that because benching is correlated to this, once you have satiety, you have good things, then it might overtake you and you're going to forget about Hashem. Therefore, tzarich lahazkir yom hamisa. A person is required to remember the day of death. What does it mean, remember the day of death? Remember that you're not all that's what's cracked up to be, that you are a finite human being, and that you have to bring yourself down a little bit to another level, that you should recognize, you know what, life is not all about the pleasures that I have. There is a day of death that comes. There's a day I have to recognize what actually happens in my life and what my life's purpose is about. So the Torah tells us, when you eat and you're satiated, you bless, but don't forget what the ultimate goal is, because if you do forget, then you're going to overinflate yourself. So therefore he says, L'kach tiknu hatova hameitiv. Therefore the blessing of hatova hameitiv was instituted al haruge beitar shenasnu lekvura. That this idea of recognizing Yom HaMisa, it's something that we're supposed to recognize even during the benching, the time when we're so thrilled of all the food that we have and we're so thankful for all those things. We still have to recognize the bigger picture of what life is about. Therefore, he says that's what they established, this bracha of Hatova HaMeitiv on the people, on those those holy souls that were killed by beitar. And for that, we should remind ourselves every time we bench to recognize the ultimate purpose in life.